Hey everyone! Today, we have a very special guest with us, Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. His books have inspired so many of us to understand money and create better financial lives. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Your work has impacted millions, including my own friends and family. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was a game changer for us. How do you feel knowing you've helped so many people worldwide?
It's amazing, really. I flunked out of school because I didn't get along with teachers, so writing a book that's helped so many people feels surreal. I was always curious about money, even as a child. My father was highly educated, but didn't understand money, and that's what drove me to learn more. I wanted to know why some people were rich and others weren't.
That's a deep question to ask as a kid. What did you learn about money that schools don't teach?
Schools teach you to work hard for money, but they don't teach you what real money is. This paper money we use, dollars, rupees, pesos, isn't real. It's fake. Real money is gold and silver. The problem is, people don't know the difference, and schools won't teach you. That's why I encourage people to invest in silver. It's affordable and a safer bet in today's economy.
Interesting. So you believe that financial education is the key?
Absolutely. It's not just about saving money, it's about understanding what money truly is. Too many people work for this fake paper and end up poor because they don't know any better. I've traveled to many countries, including slums in places like Mumbai, and I see the same problems everywhere. People need financial education to break out of poverty.
Do you think America is headed in the right direction?
No, I think we're in serious trouble. America is the biggest debtor nation in the world. We're bankrupt, and most people don't realize it. Politicians like Biden are making it worse by policies that hurt the middle class. It's a two-class system now, the rich and the poor.
That sounds concerning. What's your advice for young people, especially here in India?
My advice is simple. Invest in real assets like silver and gold. Don't rely on paper money, and don't expect the government or schools to teach you about money. You have to take control of your own financial education.
That's powerful. What do you take away from your visits to India?
India is an intense country, rich in culture and history. But like everywhere else, people need to learn about money and how to invest wisely. That's the message I try to share wherever I go.
Robert, I've noticed something about the culture here. People seem to handle life with peace and patience. If every Indian was as aggressive as an American, we'd probably be in constant conflict. But here, there's this calmness. What do you think makes people here so...
I see what you mean. India is in a unique position today, especially with the world changing so fast. Countries are forming new alliances, and India is right in the middle of it. But peacefulness? That's more about mindset. It's not really about being Indian or American.
You've faced a lot of setbacks, but you always keep going. I was wondering if this resilience comes from your background, maybe your mix of Asian and American culture.
To be honest, I don't see it that way. I don't really identify with labels like Asian or American. I just speak my mind and do what I think is right. That's not about where I'm from, but more about having integrity. Doing what you say you're going to do. That's what matters.
So you don't feel a strong connection to Japanese culture or any cultural identity?
No, not really. I don't believe in separating people by race or nationality. We're all humans. Judging someone by their race is just wrong. I respect people for who they are and what they do.
That makes sense. Let me ask you, what is happiness to you?
Happiness? I don't think much about it. I love what I do, and that's enough for me. I have work to do, and I do it with discipline. That's how I live.
So you focus on what's in front of you, not on abstract ideas like happiness.
Exactly. I focus on the present and what needs to be done. Right now, I'm working on another book, and that's where my mind is. I don't think about the past or future much.
Do you ever think about death?
Not really. I've faced it many times before. I've crashed planes in Vietnam, lost friends, and had guns pointed at me. So no, I don't worry about death. It's just a part of life.
You've been through war. Given everything happening in the world now, do you think we're heading toward another big conflict?
Definitely. You can see it with what's happening in places like Taiwan and Ukraine. China is making moves, and India is caught in the middle of it. War is coming whether people want to believe it or not, and it's better to be prepared than to pretend everything's peaceful.
Do you have a message for people about this?
Yes, be ready. You can't just wish for peace and pretend problems don't exist. You have to be prepared for what's coming. That's why I invest in things like Bitcoin and real assets. I trust things that have real value, not things that can disappear like printed money.
I have to say, it's been an honor having you on the show, Robert. You've given us so much to think about, and I'm sure our listeners are taking a lot away from this conversation.
Thank you for having me. You're doing a great job teaching people through this podcast. Just make sure you always teach with integrity and be real with your audience.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Robert. We truly appreciate you being here. That's it for today's podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and a big thank you to Robert for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll be back soon with more insightful conversations. Take care.